Hey collective, what's up? I missed you guys. Hope all is well. I'm MC5DAstrology and Tarot. You already know what time it is. I'm here to catch a vibe with you guys. I have been guided to do the collective love messages, internal, external self. I felt my collective going through some things regarding love and romance. So I want to go ahead and tap in really quickly and give you guys a message and go from there. So I've already shuffled my decks. I'm using the original tarot. I'm using Heart's Hidden Secrets. I'm using Signposts Along the Path. I'm using another tarot deck. I'm using Romance Angels, and then I'm using Modern Witch Tarot deck, right? So the first cards I have out, my Oracle cards, the first one that came out was Intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. Then I have the Liar card, be careful of someone sneaky, has the Pinocchio nose. Then Distance was at the bottom of the deck. It didn't actually fly out like the other cards, but they told me to keep it, which I understand now. Another card that came out was Manifest. Distance says you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant, right? But that was a card that's on the bottom deck I just took. The next card that flew out was Manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. But then with Distance, since it didn't fly out, it was at the bottom of the deck I just took it. I was like, something led me to need to shuffle again to put a card that would have flown out. And I got Confessions. Someone has something to tell you. So I was going to put it under Liar, but they said, no, put it on the other side of Distance. So now when I'm looking at it, it's Distance is the main energy, right? This card, but then the Intuition and Liar is a story. Confession and Manifest is a story within itself. So it's like a two-part story, but Distance is the centerfold of everything, right? And at the bottom of the deck for the Signposts Along the Path, I got on one side it says divorce, and it says experiencing a breakup, and it has like the little when you send a text message, how the bubble and has two hearts in it that are broken. Oh wow, I didn't realize with my Romance Angels, because I shuffled the Romance Angels, but I haven't pulled from them, but it says pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. That's interesting because Intuition, the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. So I was pulling out my Heart's Hidden Secrets deck because I was about to pull a card for each one above. Intuition was the first one I pulled, and the card that flew out for Intuition was Karma. Consequences, cause, and effect, debts, right? And then I stopped because then I started to kind of see the message to start off with. And the first thing I realized, I was like, wait a minute, Intuition and Liar is one energy in one story. Confession and Manifest is one energy, one story, but in between, Distance is like the leading role. And then I spoke on how tarot, oracles, whatever you want to call it, all of this is really the first message or the insight, right? Because it's about your spiritual healing, your growth, right? Your ascension and awakening, your mission, your purpose, why you're here, the evolution of your energy. And so it starts with yourself first. A lot of people go to tarot to get external messages when in fact those messages are actually about the internal chaos possibly, or internal conflict or challenges that your own inner Kabbalatry is having, right? Because you're your own best friend, you're your own lover, you're your own wife, your own husband, your own child, your own, all of these things, you're all of that within yourself first, right? So with Distance, you and your partner may be physically or emotionally distant. It made me think of, since Intuition is out here with the Liar card that reminds me of Pinocchio, I literally instantly got a conflict of interest with, it's two situations that I'm seeing, right? Two type of energies. You have one where you have your intuition, you have energy that is fully still going through with the ego, right? They don't even know the difference of ego or intuition, aka the man-made ego, the altering of the healthy ego, right? That's why it's the alter ego, right? Then you have some energies that are tapped into their intuition and they're going through the death of the ego process, and there's a battle for the attention of the authentic energy, right? And the death of the ego, that altered ego, that history, man, society programs us to take on, that is actually not our authentic ego. That ego is dying, right? And it's not been fed because the energy is in a different evolution of who they are and what they are. They're not, stuck in this old paradigm, this old character. So it's still it's still an ongoing process between the intuition and that authentic energy being in alignment and coming in union, because the death of the ego is still like talking and trying to get involved and do stuff, right? So it's those two energies that are out here on the board. So with intuition, the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. And it has liar, be careful of someone sneaky. It makes me think of the internal battle between intuition, and the signs and synchronicities that, and the energy that intuition is coming, showing up in, and having these conversations with the authentic self of you, and the death of the ego, right? Dying, doesn't have the bandwidth or the energy it used to because you no longer feed it like that, but it's still like on a form of life support. Like imagine taking someone off life support, but they're still breathing and they've been off life support for a few days, but they're not, physically transitioned yet. So the ego is very strong, right? The old ego is still kicking it alive and kicking it because something's feeding it to some degree, right? And then again, the energies of the people who have intuition and ego, and they're battling. So what I get from that is the feminine and inner child is in the position of the intuition and the death of the ego, where the masculine energy is in the position of the intuition and the ego, which the ego is about to go through the death of the ego process, right? It's in the middle. It's at the very beginning stages. So intuition is trying to warn, just like the inner feminine energy and the inner child is trying to warn the inner masculine energy, like, look, the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. Karma, consequences, cause and effects, debts, right? And be mindful, be careful of someone sneaky, the liar. The ego will try to creep in and manifest itself into the conversation, pretend that it is you, and it tries to take over the classroom, right? And you have to be mindful of the difference of energy coming through, right? So there's a lot of red flags and there's a lot of confusion right now regarding love and romance, only because your intuition has given you directions, right? But then also the death of the ego and the ego has given directions, right? So with that energy right there, it's like a compound complex. What is it? Compound interest or anyways, it's a compound complex situation. So now what is going on, what I'm seeing is there's an external conversation about this would be, for example, well, hold on, let me go back. So distance is out here, right? You and your partner may physically or emotionally distance. So that's going to show you how close, how far away, but technically how close you are to each other in the sense of hearing the voice, your intuition, and you battling between understanding and knowing the difference of the man-made, unhealthy, altered ego trying to take over, control you, that you've been functioning and it's been basically living in your body and doing everything for you, and you snap in and snap out sometimes, like hypnosis, or, then you have that intuition, right? So it's like the masculine energy is going through the awakening ascension process, and it's been going through, and it's been kind of difficult, and it's still kind of struggling with the intuition and ego class in the spiritual educational system is what I'll put it, right? Whereas the inner feminine, inner child has already gone through that and already really tapped in, right? So they're trying to assist and be support, but they can't take the class and pass the class for the masculine energy. The masculine energy has to also go to the intuition and ego, death of the ego, all that classroom, and pass the class. So right now, it's like the masculine energy is getting confused, like how a child gets confused with math once it starts to kind of get up. They're just like, wait a minute, what? Like, this is really, so it needs a little bit more TLC. What? So which it means it needs a tutor. It needs to spend extra time with the energy that has already passed the class and or the professor who's leading the class, right? And also meaning you need some more time with intuition and understanding it, because you understand ego, right? You understand you're going through the death of the ego process, but in order to differentiate the two, you have to really be in tune with intuition, right? Just how the inner feminine, inner masculine is. So that's why I feel like this distance card's out here, because you're so close yet you feel like you're so far, and it's just been like a battle. And I see mixed messages coming in for the inner masculine, right? And I see the inner feminine, inner child's like, just there as support. It can only support. It can't play the game or take the test for it, right? So it's trying to help and comfort the inner masculine. The inner masculine's like, this is whatever. So it's like the inner masculine is tapping in and out of consciousness in the sense of it's awakening, but it's like, it's trying to wake up. It's waking up. It's waking up. It's waking up. It's waking up more and more and more and more and more and more and more than it was before. But it's still not necessarily to the full evolved state. So therefore, it's easy for the energy to be manipulated, right? So it's trying to figure out the voices that I was hearing and the signs and the synchronicities that was coming to me. Like, because it's like confusing. Like one thing was one way, one thing was the other. But deep down, what I'm getting is the very first message was intuition, right? The very first message about this romantic interest that is external was intuition, right? But somewhere along the lines, because of her past life, right? And also because of what you're manifesting, right? Certain situations are going to be presented to you. Certain storylines, timelines are going to be presented to you, but it's like going through an obstacle course, and you have all these things around you that are in the way of the actual course itself that you have to maneuver through to get to the bigger picture. So the energy that you're actually womanifesting, and womanifest has man in it. So that's why I said that, to include all energy, not just speak of masculine energy. But when you're womanifesting that evolved partner, your energy, right? In order to get there, you're going to have to get prepared to be there. You're going to have to go through certain things. And the reason why is because we live in a 3D dimension that is ran by educators that are not educated. And so the way that we are learning directly, indirectly, within the home, in the environment, all over Mother Nature's school is being run amok, right? It's like Dangerous Fucking Minds. Yeah. I know that's a song, but anyway, shout out to Michelle Pfeiffer. But, and so a lot of the stuff that you need for the most part regarding majority of the collective, you didn't really get the healthy version or the version you needed in order to be the best version of yourself, to attract the best version of yourself. Because history, society wants you to maintain in a character within their story and play out that story because it benefits their scheme, their pyramid, right? Their one element, right? Because the pyramid is nothing but the fire energy, right? It's just nothing but the fire energy. And it doesn't have the line at the top of the pyramid to give you air to breathe. So they're trying to burn you up like a motherfucker. Okay. So you have to be mindful of that. So a lot of us, everyone's awakening and ascending differently, unfortunately, but a lot of people are awakening and ascending, and they're going through a deep awakening and ascension. And when you go through that, it's very difficult. It's very challenging. It's actually harder than living in the 3D, doing the everyday, what most people do every day. Okay. And that's just what it is. I'm sure that probably was triggered, but it's okay. So, well, I'm getting the masculine energy is actually, the inner masculine energy is now being put in a position by the death of the ego, aka the ego, the unhealthy ego, and the stuff that's going on is coming in. It's just like someone who's tampering with someone, right? Someone playing the middleman, or someone, doing stuff and playing both sides of the fence. That's what exactly it is, playing both sides of the fence, right? The distance card with the little line and the two locations is playing both sides of the fence, or trying to anyway. So what's going on is, because of the chain of events that are happening externally, because of the choices you're making, because of the directions that you've been given, the distance is off, right? Your intuition said one thing, and it said, if you follow this, then you'll get there approximately at this time. Then you have the ego, aka the death of the ego, coming in, changing stuff up or kind of flipping the story. And then you go with that particular map, and now it's saying you're going to get here at this time, right? And so you're confused because you're going, and you're like, wait a minute, this is challenging. It's not supposed to be. It said it was taking me the highway. Why am I going all these back ways with these stop signs and these like that's what it's equivalent to. So now yourself is feeling away, and you're getting upset with intuition, but it's not intuition. right? That's why it's saying, intuition's right here saying, be careful of someone sneaky, the liar card with a big nose, right? Because the ego does not want the masculine, your inner masculine energy to pass this intuition ego, aka death of the ego class. It doesn't want it to, because if it does, then guess what? That life support or that motherfucker is going to be out like a light. Because that's all you need is that last, you need your masculine energy to finish off everything. Because everybody else has already graduated, done stuff, but they're waiting on the masculine to do it so they can all walk the same time across the stage, right? So that's what it's equivalent to. So right now, your inner energy is kind of at odds. There's an odd energy within the household because it's taking the masculine longer to come back home, right? It's taking the masculine longer to come back home, right? Because they're kind of lost right now. They're kind of lost. And so intuition with karma, consequences, causes, and effects and debts, right? Tell the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. So what intuition is helping your inner masculine understand is that pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, but you also know my voice. So again, I know that I'm talking to two energies, but one of the energies is going, like you have the masculine energies have gone so far with certain amount of work they've done within themselves. So they're already within the death of the ego process. Then you have the new masculine energies coming in, right? That are at the very beginning. So they're still really strong in between, like the ego and intuition, like, they can't tell it apart. I'm talking right now to the energies who are going through the death of the ego part. Like they've already been able to decipher the difference between the two or have a common understanding, like math, right? You understand the difference between addition and subtraction. You may not know every single subtraction, or every single addition, but you understand there's a difference and you understand the concept of the difference. That's what I'm getting at. So the masculine energy I'm talking to, you internal, again, it knows the voice of intuition, right? But it still has a strong pull, or it's still a strong pull with the death of the ego, right? It's trying to live because it doesn't want to die. So the thing is, the inner masculine energy has to stop for a second, right? If you're lost like this with this distance card, or if you're going the wrong direction, you have to reprogram the GPS, or you have to stop and figure out the coordinates. You don't just keep driving and trying to punch stuff in because you're wasting gas, you're wasting time. You could get in a car accident. Pull over to the side and stop for a second. Right? Stop for a second to see where you are and where you're going and how did you get to where you were now, because something was off. Because you were given the right direction by your intuition, but something happened along the way where all of the directions didn't get followed, right? And therefore, it's an accountability aspect as well, too, that goes into this, where you have to sit down, you have to look at the situation for what it is, and you have to look at what your intuition is warning and telling you about, right? Because the more and more you keep going, the more and more you see it's challenges, it's roadblocks, it's not, something's not right. So your intuition is saying, if what I gave to you, it may have been uncomfortable to hear, or it may have triggered you, made you feel away, but it's for your protection, right? Even if temptation or certain things are there, it was for your protection. So listen to me, because I see and I know something that you can't understand just yet, right? Just yet. But the ego's like, no. I since you're divorcing me, since you're leaving me, I don't want you to be with anyone else. No. I run this show. I'm going to continue to put you in the same situation history has you in. We're going to just give you your desires, whatever you want. Just no. Open yourself up to this and do this, just playing off of your vulnerability, right? Because everyone wants to be loved or has a desire to be loved. Love is something that is an unconditional aspect of energy that, we all have and embody, but it can be manipulated by the wrong energy if you're not careful. And if you've never been taught properly how to love or how to be in union with yourself, let alone anyone else, you can fall for a lot of manipulative energy or things, which AKA will be acted out within people, right? So with this, I'm already seeing a masculine who was on the right track, but then got off the track and then trying to get back on the track. And while being off the track, things happen with this external romance. You can be man or woman externally, doesn't matter. I'm just talking about the inner masculine energy in general. And there's already been a cause and effect. Right? There's already something that is not balanced. Whoever this energy is, it's an off balance. And it has nothing to do necessarily with they're a bad person or they're trying to get over on you or they're doing this or doing that. It's just that road that was coming ahead, intuition was like, no, you can go down that road, but you have to follow our voice very carefully, because if you get off track, you're going to have some shit to deal with, right? And ego's like, yeah, go down the road because I'm going to make sure they get off track. Let me interfere with this. So you were always meant to go down that road in regards to coming in union with someone, whoever this external relationship is. I'm getting romance for some of you guys, but it wasn't necessarily meant for you to take it as, oh, I'm supposed to date this person, like this person, like, you know, you weren't supposed to take it to the steps of what you're used to doing or what society teaches us about a man and a woman or woman and man's relationship or a woman and man's relationship. Everything is not meant to be in the sense of what man has taught us to have relationships with when it comes to the opposite sex, or some of you guys are the same sex, right? Some things and some people are in your life because you're meant to help each other evolve to another point. It's not going to take away from the fact that there could be some type of emotional, mental, spiritual connection. And there's also a physical attraction, but everyone is not meant for you to fuck or have sex with or date or to be courted by. Everyone's not your person. Everyone is a stepping stone to get closer to your person per se, but everyone is not your person. And this isn't about in the sense of, you know, you go through the seasons of evolving within yourself and they are evolving within themselves and you guys evolve together and you're going through these growth moments separately and collectively. That's not it. But there's certain situations that are literally off limits because of where that person is in their journey of their spiritual evolution. So whoever this person is and who you are, you're not fully in alignment spiritually. And we are energy. Energy is what that is. It's a form of magic. It's magical dust, like I like to call it. So if your energy, which is spirit, is not in alignment with someone else's energy, which is spirit, no matter how they're dressed up in the fucking 3D, with their emotions, with their mental and their physical, they're still not compatible with you in the way that you're looking for them to be compatible with. So therefore, you're going to have what? Roadblocks. The distance is going to be starting to create. There's going to be issues. So spirit world is showing me, I'm showing you these issues because I need you to slow down and stop. Not to keep going and going and going and going and going off an old paradigm, but to stop. Some of you guys actually were meant to go through this for another test to show you that some of you guys are too much in some of you guys are a external masculine and you're too much in your internal feminine energy. So you want to be chaste. You want to be the one that someone seeks after you. You get a kick off of it, right? And it's not an equal give or take, because therefore the external feminine would then have to be more in their internal masculine. And that's an off balance. If the external feminine is more in their internal masculine and they're doing more of the external masculine work and you're sitting over there and your external masculine being more in your internal feminine, it's an off balance. You need someone who's going to balance both. Reciprocity. So some of you guys are in a situation where the reciprocity is not due just because the person doesn't have it to give. The work you've done on your inner feminine, inner masculine, inner child isn't the same equivalence to what they're doing. But by meeting you and by you listening to intuition on how to handle the situation and the person, you're literally already sparking ignitement within them to trigger them to go through a deeper healing process, whether they want to admit it, whether they will admit it, or whether they refuse it or not. Either way, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with and they will never forget you. What happens is the ego, or the death of the ego, will creep in to try to give the lesson the intuition's giving, and you'll end up going through the same old fucking cycles of karmic debt, which is why debt is out here, and you have certain consequences. You're wondering why you're going through the same loop over and over and over and over and over again, attracting the same type of energy over and over and over again, because you have evolved, but you're not in the evolved classroom. You keep going back. For example, someone in the 12th grade going back to 5th grade. What the fuck are you going back to 5th grade for, and you're in the 12th grade, bruh? Make it make sense. You already learned everything in the 5th grade. And why are you in the elementary school when you're supposed to be in high school, right? Some of you guys have got to break the pattern of letting go a certain character that you've played in the old paradigm, and what that character would do, act, feel, behave, interact, counteract, react, all of those things. You're not anymore. But what Spirit is showing you is they're giving you a test to see, okay, have you really grown and evolved, or are you still in that old energy? Because some of you guys are straight off that old paradigm. You just came over, right? So they can understand where the hiccup may be, right? But some of you guys, they're like, come on now, you know better. Listen, the thing is, it's like equivalent to you having to go and change the way you eat, but everyone around you is eating things that you desire, and you're the only one there eating a certain thing because you have a certain goal, right? So if you literally just give in to not doing that to reach your goal, then you're going to fall short every time. And what's going to happen is these lessons are going to get harder and harder and harder and harder, because the further you go back in the karmic cycle, that energy is lower and lower and lower and lower. So if you pay attention to the generations are changing. So you go back into an old classroom if you want to. The classroom when you were raised and going through that classroom, it ain't the same. Them energies is not, them motherfuckers different. They hit different, okay? They hit different. So yeah, it's the same lesson, but that shit gonna hurt. And I promise you ain't gonna want to come back. So intuition is trying to save you from something that you've technically already gone through, but also you're so more evolved that you wouldn't actually go through it again. But the painful aspect of it is going back into old behavior patterns, but needing to stop before you go all the way in. And a lot of you guys know exactly what I'm saying. It has to do with how you communicate, how you handle situations, your triggers. Some of you guys, abandonment issues, right? Some of you guys just finally like having a connection with someone and like, okay, I have that connection. This, let's do this. But it's just like, no. You have a connection with a lot of people, but this ain't supposed to be that. And that's where the disconnect comes from, because again, you've already manifest the partner, your partner for you. And so it's this longevity of like, damn, how much longer is this shit gonna take, right? Like I've been going through this and working through this and working through this. And some of you guys are comparing yourselves to other people. Like you got people out there who ain't done even close to half the work I'm going through, but they're again are not in the healthiest relationships. So you don't even want to compare yourself to that. You're comparing yourself to someone who's asleep and someone who's awake. Two different classrooms. One is paying attention, one is not, because one is literally asleep and doesn't even know they're sleepwalking. So what you're going through, you have to be patient, because the thing is you're trying to rush into these relationships. So the thing is when you actually get the one that's for you, that's a longevity. So you're going to be together for a very fucking long time, right? It's not going to be for a couple of months, a couple of years. It's for energy and infinity. So the thing is, there comes a lot of restraint and a lot of strength that you have to have in order to endure a longevity relationship. A lot of people don't even know what it takes to be in a longevity relationship, a healthy one, not a toxic one or a low vibrational one, but a healthy one. So you need to be the healthiest version you can be. So therefore, the person in your coming in union with is the healthiest version they can be. So the bottom line is, if something is challenging to the degree of what it is and your intuition is trying to pull you back, it is solely because that person, that energy is not where you are in the spiritual realm regarding the classrooms. They're basically like a person in elementary school and you're someone in college, right? Or you're in middle school and they're in elementary school, or they're in Montessori school, right? If you just think about that type of dynamic, they're just not where you are. They haven't done the work. There's certain parts on their journey where they have not tapped into certain classrooms yet. They haven't taken those classrooms you've taken. So it's actually an unjustly unfair for your energy to want something from them that they can't give because they haven't been taught it yet. So the best thing you could do is what? Be a teacher. But you have to know how to be a teacher and not mess with the student. I'm going to say that again. You have to know how to be the teacher, the professor, and not fuck around with the student. And if you cannot grasp that concept with a lot of the relationships that you are interacting with, you're going to fall short and go back to the old paradigm, that old character that was never you every single time. Every single time. Spirit is saying, slow the fuck down. Slow the fuck down. If you slow down and you listen to these directions, distance, whether you like to get on the highway or not, or whether you like back roads or not, if the GPS, spiritual GPS is saying you get on the highway and you don't like the highway, get your ass on the highway before you end up in trouble. If the spiritual GPS is saying go on the back roads, don't get on the highway, go on the back roads and don't get your ass in trouble. If the spiritual GPS says stop, slow down, get some gas, do it. Don't keep riding on E until you don't have no fucking, like, what are you doing? Who's really taking over? Is it you, or is the ego setting you up for failure? Because you wouldn't set yourself up for failure, put yourself in a situation you didn't need to be in. So you have to ask yourself, what energy is actually controlling me? Am I really in control, or am I out of control? So this is why the masculine energy, going back to this, is going through what it's going through, because spirit world and everyone that's championing the inner masculine energy to finish out the awakening ascension process is saying, slow down, bro. You're almost there. Just trust us. I know it's uncomfortable, but I am seeing the external dynamic in the sense of you guys have interacted or come into union with somebody. And what I said still stands regarding your energy not being where you are. They haven't taken those classrooms, and you're really just here to help that. You're just really there to help them trigger their healing process, whether they take it or not. But I also see where some of you guys probably kind of got involved to some type of degree. It doesn't even have to be that big or small, but evolved enough because the chemistry and the connection, right, is there. And the energy is there, right? The energy is there. Some of you guys probably lived a past lifetime with this person. That's why. And the energy was balanced, but in this lifetime, it's not. So it's hard for your energy to understand, well, why are they not further along in their journey, right? Why am I not where they are in their journey? It's trying to make sense of something from the past versus being in the here and now to get the lesson it was supposed to come in this lifetime to get. So therefore, because of that imbalance and that curiosity stemming from past lifetimes and the energy that you feel that's so strong and heavy because you do remember this energy, right? There's an off balance within the inner masculine and inner feminine regarding giving. So you have a lot of external masculines too much in their feminine energy, wanting to be chased. You have a lot of external feminine energies too much in their masculine energies doing the chasing, right? So therefore, there's a lot of running and a lot of fucking chasing. The other mirror to that is you have a lot of masculine, external masculine energy that is too much in their masculine energy and not enough in their feminine energy. Then you have a lot of external feminine energies that are too much in their internal feminine energy and not enough in their internal masculine energy. So again, a chaser and a runner situation. The only way to know what is for you and what's supposed to pass you by or what's supposed to be slower behind you is for you to stop chasing and running. You have to stop on the track. Just stop. Because what's going to happen is you're going to see the motherfuckers are still running and chasing or running away from something to chase something else that is chasing them, that's running away from something else. And you're going to see who's stopping. Once you stop, then the universe can show you who your person really is. But if you're still stuck in a paradigm of the in-between of this, I'm still stuck on this ending, but you're not understanding an ending is just a new beginning, and you're not going into the new beginning because you're still stuck on the ending, then yeah, you're going to be in a hard place. You're going to be in a hard place. Why? Because everything I've said in this reading is what you were either doing or not doing. That's why it's so hard, because you were not following intuition. Be mindful of recognizing someone's energy from a past life, but then also be mindful of, okay, that's a past life energy and that's what we were maybe in the past life, but why are we meeting now here? Because something, I got to see what's up. Are we in alignment again, or are we not in alignment? Because if we're not in alignment, we need to see why we met. What was the purpose of this? Because there was something for us to learn or educate each other about, or for something to happen, but we're supposed to also split paths like Hancock. You're supposed to go on your divine way. It's like the twin flames, right? You guys are twin flames. You imagine someone coming up to you, you both smoke whatever you smoke, right? And both of y'all are like, hey, you got a light? Yeah, I got this light, but we'll have to both use it at the same time because the fluid's going low. So one person holds it and both of you put whatever you're smoking up to it to get that last burn. And then if it burns the both of the whatever you're smoking at the same time, and it gives you just enough fuel to ignite it. But after that, you go your separate ways. Some of you guys want to sit there and have a conversation and look the person up and down. And we ain't, no. You were there to do that and go about your way. That's the best analogy I got for y'all. Right? So this is a message within the message. So, and that we're only on one side, intuition and liar, karma. All right. Spirit world, clarify the liar card for me. I think we just did. What is this? Finality. Yeah. Farewells, leave behind closure. Right? I see someone going on a different journey. And again, like I just said, I just literally gave the example of the lighter and the cigarette. I wish I was actually doing a video recording of this reading right now so people could see this. But finality. Yeah, finality. Farewells, leave behind closure. Be careful, someone is sneaky. Some of you guys have got to turn your back to fully take time to develop your intuition, regarding your masculine energy. Because when you do, you're gonna truly understand and be in alignment. You're not gonna question it. You're not gonna second guess it. You're not, even if energy tries to come in and filter your mind and cloud it, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Right? It's not gonna work. Distance, we already know what distance is. All right, so now we're going into, okay, so with the closing messages, what I'm getting is where you're not really where you want to be regarding love and romance. Okay, cool. The universe knows that. The universe is helping you get there, right? Because you're at a distance, physically and emotionally, you're not in tune, right? But you're getting there. So there's a confession. Someone has something to tell you. And then after whatever conversation's about to happen, which this is the conversation internally that is meant for you to hear. But what I'm also getting is externally, there's some type of conversation that's going to happen with whoever this person is, right? And then after that, right, intuition is still saying what stands, and what I told you, it still stands. So no matter what comes from this conversation or what happens, remember what I've already said. Remember everything I'm saying in this reading, y'all, because it still stands with or without this conversation. So then after this confession, which this is the first part to the confession, the internal confession of what I'm guiding you to understand and see that you may not be able to see. But then whoever, again, like this person you're in union with or trying to be in union with, something's going to transpire, some type of conversation, some type of confession, apology, whatever they may want to do is going to happen, right? It's going to happen. But they're also showing me back to the liar card. They're saying, don't let your ego, aka the death of the ego, trip you up and start to get you in your physical feelings. Don't do that. Be in your spiritual feelings, because it's going to get you further along and closer to where you want to be. And what I'm also hearing, some of you guys don't have to cut this person off. Some of you guys are already at a far distance and the relationship's been over. You guys just need to get the fuck over it. In the sense of you're stuck at this ending, not realizing the polar opposite is the beginning. An ending is the beginning. So you had a beginning to get to a beginning. But some of you guys can't get past being stuck on certain energy. The ego wants you to live there and stay there. And so they'll make it feel and appear as if it's worse than what it actually is. And it's really not. You needed that. So then the next card, the last card, is manifest, or should I say womanifest, right? And it says, tell the universe exactly what you want. And I'm seeing a moon in this card. I know we just had the new new moon, solar eclipse moon in Libra the other day. And Libra and Aries energy is really, really big right now. So you, again, ask for what you want. And what I'm also getting is you've already prayed and you think you know what you want. And over time, as you continue to grow and evolve, you're going to see, what you truly want. But they're also saying regarding this connection, whoever this person is, deep down what it cannot be, right? I'm hearing what it can be is healthy and good and productive conversation, right? It can be that. It can be that. Because whoever this energy is, I'm telling you guys, they have a lot of growing and evolving to do. And where they are, you were already there probably 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. So there's a big gap regarding the spiritual connection. It has nothing to do with their age, their job, how much money they have, their height, where they live. It's none of that superficial external shit. It has to do with the internal. The internal, you guys are not balancing out. It is not balancing out. That is why. So yeah, you guys can be in union to a degree, but it's meant for you to grow and evolve, because you can still learn something from this person, whatever it may be. But spiritually, they have a lot of growing to do, and you could possibly help them with that. But you're not, again, if you're the professor, if you're the teacher, you're not supposed to be messing with the students that come in your classroom. A lot of y'all are spiritual healers and y'all are fucking the students. Stop fucking the students. It reminds me of what my girl Queen Cup says. A lot of y'all are empresses and y'all are fucking the knights. Stop. A lot of y'all are queens and y'all are fucking the knights. Stop. They're a knight. They're not a king. They're not an emperor. What the fuck are you doing? No. And again, in tarot, it has nothing to do with the materialistic man-made stuff society says makes you a man or makes you a woman. That's not it. The cars, the clothes, how much money you make, what do you do for work, and what you look like, and how many properties you have, how much money you got in your bank account. Ain't got shit to do with that. It has everything to do with the internal, mental, emotional, spiritual evolution of the energy. And they're just not there where you are. So you can't force it. But what you can do is be as a acting influence vessel by being in your authentic journey and truth and living and being yourself, because therefore they already can see and know, like, damn, I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, which is a mirror effect of saying, damn, I don't have anything to offer her in the way that I should be able to. She deserves more, because what they're telling themselves is, I know I deserve more. I want to go get that for myself. So therefore, because the divine's showing me what I can attract, they're showing through you what this energy can have when they're at a higher vibration, right? And you're showing this person what you know you deserve because you are at a higher vibration. You see the difference? It's a big ass fucking difference, right? So tell the universe exactly what you want to come out of this, taking everything that has been said in this conversation. But also they're saying continue to grow yourself so you know what you will tolerate and deal with and not deal with. A lot of you guys have to work on your boundaries. And I see what's going on is whatever you guys decided to do last, you listen to your intuition. It's been kind of difficult, but you're listening like a motherfucker. And what you're about to manifest because of you getting back on the right GPS tracker with intuition and not being astrayed, oh boy, they finna take you to the nicest restaurant ever. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, you finna go somewhere where they serving out 15-course meals. And they're all going to be really nice meals, not the little shit in the 3D that they give us. And it'd be little, small, little, what's the name? It's going to be some really good shit that you're going to be like, oh my God, I really feel full. It's like that type of stuff, right? That's what I'm seeing. All right. All right. So what is this confession? Let's see what's this confession about. I feel like I need probably get some tarot. Something wanted to fly out, but it didn't. And some of you guys could live at a distance from this person as well, too. Ooh, whoa, shit. Oh my gosh, that's the most craziest thing. The card that just came out is Confessions, Unveiling, Coming Clean Messages. And I told you this card that's up here. Oh, I actually did a video with this. This is really good reading. Divorce, experiencing a breakup, and has a little, when you're typing something and you can, it's like in a little bubble, a little message or a thought. And it has 2 heartbreaks or whatever. So I do want to say that with this divorce card and this confessions, going back to the internal conversation, your inner masculine is like really like on it now. It's about to really be on it. If it already hasn't been activated and fumed in, it's about to be, because it's like it's matching your inner feminine now. Your inner feminine is like, we're leaving this connection. I'm divorcing the 3D. I'm divorcing history, divorcing society. We're divorcing. Like, I'm not doing this. We're going to do it. No. We're going to do it the divine's way. Right. And now finally your inner masculine's matching that energy. It's really beautiful. So they're divorcing. They're literally on the same accord now and saying, we're going to sign these fucking divorce papers together and leave the motherfucker. And we're leaving history. We're leaving man. We're not doing this. We're not playing them games no more. I hear you. I see you. I feel you. I want you inner feminine. I want you inner child. Whatever I got to do to come home, I'm coming home. So yes, if I have to sign those papers with you in order for us to go be in a healthy union on our own and with spirit world and infinity and beyond, we doing it. But that's what I'm seeing. The confession within the self is, look, it's like your inner masculine finishing out the awakening ascension process and doing the work that it needs to do in order to be at where it needs to be. So it's in alignment with itself. So your whole Kabbalah tree is in alignment. So therefore, everything you attract and everything that you have going on around you, collective, you're going to be in alignment. You're going to see shifts regarding your community, the environments you're in, the people around you, the family or the family you create, your love life, your friends. You know, your inner energy is changing. Your external energy is glowing up. Everything's a glow up. Your finances, everything's going to be a glow up. Right? Energy is not going to be able to touch you the way that it used to touch you. You are really the phoenix that grew through the ashes or flew through the ashes or whatever it's called. Okay. Now going into the external relationship of whoever this person is, you know, that we've been talking about. I just heard someone wants to explain their desire for you. Okay, collective, I'm going to keep it real. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing some of you guys have always been in some type of relationship or rapport and it ended poorly, right? One of your manifestations, aka woman manifestations, was to be able to be in union with people, whether it continues on or it ends, but mostly if something has to come to an end. But the way that everything, you guys exit the situation, it wasn't in a toxic way, right? It's not in a way where like, you're the bad guy, or, you know, you just didn't feel good about the situation. You're coming out with your head on top, right? It's like that saying where like, you know, none of my exes after me are married, or nobody, you know, so it wasn't me, or whatever that saying is, right? It's like that. So what I'm seeing is the way you're handling this, what's going to happen is this person, whether you know it or not, they've already fallen for you. I don't know if they told you this or not, but they have really deep feelings for you, because whoever you are to them or whatever you have shown them, they've never had in their life before. And it's only because you've done the work, because you would have been the same karmic cycles that they've already gone through. So they would expect you to be no different, right? You would literally show up in the manner of what they've already experienced. But because you've done the work and you're a different level of where you are ascending and awakening, what you've shown this person was the complete opposite of what you actually would first show yourself in relationships, but what they've experienced in their own relationships, which makes them realize and look around them that they've been getting and giving the short end of the stick. So you actually came in, whether you know it or not, and you were a blessing in this person's life, because now they see not all women and all men are what? The same. Only because you did the work. You get what I'm saying? So this is actually one of the biggest accomplishments that you guys have made on your awakening ascension process, because this situation is going to turn out completely different than any other situation regarding a man or woman that you've been in union with before, romantically. A lot of you guys prayed for this, to be in union with someone and it be completely different from how it was before. You didn't want to be toxic, or you didn't want to be with someone toxic. You didn't want it to end this way. You didn't want to be this. You didn't want to be that. The universe is like, okay, put the work in. You put the work in. The universe is like, well, let's give you this lesson. Let's give you this test. Gave you the test. You kind of had a hiccup or whatever, but you passed it. but you're still over there feeling away, but they're like, no, wait, no, look around you. You have no idea. Like, this is beautiful. You're getting your wish fulfillment. So what's going to happen is, because of how you moved in this situation and how you handle yourself with your words, your feelings, you're emotionally stable, you're mentally stable, you're not screaming and yelling to get your point across, you know how to have a conversation, but you're direct, you don't take no shit, you challenge this person, you make them have accountability for their actions, their words, and the lack thereof, right? You're on your own 2 feet, you're not meek, right? You know how to pull your energy back when it's not being reciprocated, you have boundaries, you're going about your business no matter what because you know your worth, right? You know that you're the catch, right? So this person is now going to end up falling for you. They already are falling for you, but now what's going to happen is the tables are finally turned because of how you interacted with them. You didn't turn them off, you actually turned them on. So now their energy for you has been activated in a way that you've never had in the past because of the energy that you were laying in. So now this person is going to be like, with you, you're the one that got away. Or damn, they're going to be wondering like, damn, who is she with? Or who is he with? Right? They're going to be wondering like, damn, I don't want, they're cringing over there, the thought of someone else having an opportunity with you because the experience you gave them. And they know your worth and value. So they're like, fuck, I fumbled that. Like Monica, the singer, says, some of y'all be worried about fumbling, talking about money. I'm talking about fumbling people. That's the bag, right? Because you actually were what they manifested. They womanifested. But what happens was you were brought into their life to show them what they need to work on and to heal in order to have it, because they hadn't worked on it or healed certain parts of themselves to get it. But the divine was like, okay, well, this is what you want. I can show you what comes with this package if you put the work in, aka buy it for yourself. So let me just show you and give you a preview, like a trailer of a movie, right? But in order to see the movie, you're going to have to wait for it to come out, or you're going to have to go buy it or whatever, right? So they've always prayed for something healthier, just like you've always prayed for something healthier. So a lot of you guys are literally a hop, skip away from your person. Some of you guys, right after this situation, your person's coming in. Some of you guys are heard the hop, skip away, 2 away from your stop. Like, if you order some from Amazon Prime, they'd be like, oh, it's like 2 stops away and we're on the way, like that. But bottom line is, you're not supposed to wait around for this to come in, because it's going to come in. Universe is saying some of you guys have so much beautiful things going on around you. Continue to heal and work on your inner masculine energy. And for some of you guys, you could be going through the opposite. It could be your inner feminine, going through something, and your inner masculine's already gone through the process. But honestly, the way that this works, it's really, I'm getting inner masculine right now. Everything's inner masculine, finishing out the awakening ascension process. So you have to be very clear of what you wanted. And by your actions, another reason why this manifest, aka womanifest card is out here, tell the universe exactly what you want. Your actions and your words regarding the lack thereof, which is actually an action, is telling the universe, is reconfirming to the universe, oh, this is what she originally said she wanted anyway. Oh, remember, well, this is exactly what you said. You said you wanted stronger boundaries. You said you wanted to be able to be vulnerable, but not be able to be taken advantage of. You said you wanted to go and do, all of these things, whatever you prayed for. The universe is showing you through this test, this lesson, whether you know it or not, you actually are getting that. It didn't come the way you thought it was going to come, but you actually got it, collective. You actually got it, collective. I've been wrapping up for almost an hour with these messages. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have conflict, clashing, differences, incompatibility. So again, going back to intuition, the red flags you ignore will come back to bite you later. Consequences, cause and effect, debate, so all of this is, and it's interesting. It's so crazy that confession and confessions came out, these 2 cards in 2 different decks. So someone's also, this is for like a select few. Some of you guys are going to be dealing with someone who's just like really in a lower vibration. where instead of being able to see it for what it is and take accountability, some of them are going to try to play that man-made 3D card and make it seem like, oh, we're just not compatible. Oh, we just have too many things that are not in common, and or, you know, whatever. But what they're really saying is the work that they would have to do to be on the level that you're at, they haven't done it yet, and they don't know how to do it, and they're scared to do it, and they know that they can't have you unless they do it. Because what you've done in a situation, which is beautiful, collective, you may then have to rise to your vibration. That's what the beautiful thing is. So any energy, if you're external masculine or external feminine, if you're the external feminine and you're too much in your internal masculine, right? If you're the external masculine, too much in your internal feminine, or vice versa, you guys did the opposite this time. You learned self-control and how to balance it. And by doing that, you turned the tables. So you guys went back to take a makeup test, basically in spiritual class, and you passed it with flying colors. And spirit world was like, okay, cool. Well, you definitely passed this class now. Now here comes the new beginning, right? Here comes the new beginning. All right, let's get some tarot. All right. Let's get a message for intuition and karma. What messages do you have, spirit world? What's the overall messages you have? What's this? Woo, the 3 of fucking wands. Bro, you talking about options, directions, different paths to go. This is beautiful. 3 wands is right before the fucking 4 of wands. So when you think of the 3 of swords, you overcome that heartbreak, right? The 3 of cups, a celebration. You're staying in it. You're celebrating. You're celebrating taking this ace of wands and making the best decision for yourself and doing what you need to do for yourself. Because you have unlimitless bounds. Did I say that right? Unlimitless? Yeah. Bounds, right? Now you're about to bring in and take action on something and build something from the ground up. You're starting all the way over, and it's beautiful. But you're journeying out, and you're continuing to go deeper and deeper. But this wand, this action energy, is also a very intuitive energy. Like you're taking action on something. You've already done the action, is what I'm hearing. Now you just have to allow it to unfold. A lot of you guys, you got to learn to be quiet. A lot of you guys got to learn to be quiet. I had to learn how to be quiet at a point in time. So I understand that message. Like, look, I've been there. So when they say that, I know what that means in my own right. You know, some of it may be different from y'all. But your intuition gave you a direction and showed you, like, some of the consequences, cause and effects, the debt, like what was going to be. Like, come on now. They were like, wait a minute, you don't want to pay that debt. Because a lot of people, whoever this is, they have stuff they have to work out themselves that you can't help them with. You can only show them by example how to activate the change they want to see within themselves because they see it within you. But the actual work, you can't take the test for them, right? So I see a decision was made, and now you're moving on to calmer waters, and you're about to start fresh because you don't have any baggage. That's another thing. Whoever this person was has baggage, emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical baggage that you've already cleared out. So it was uneven. It wasn't going to be this like too much. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles, right? Deciding to wait to see what's worth the investment. A lot of you guys have planted a lot of seeds and really been working and seeing it grow. And I see you guys just taking a moment of silence and pausing, right? Because when I'm telling you, a lot of you guys have invested so much and done a lot of the work, and you're waiting to reap the benefits. But again, with the 7 of Pentacles, again, pausing and stopping, right? Even with the 3 of Wands, you're pausing and stopping before you actually start to build or start to become in union or do whatever. Let's see what else. What else am we getting? What other messages do we have for the collective? And I just saw the Three of Swords in the reverse, which was interesting. Again, seeing the Three of Swords in reverse. Ooh, the Star. Woo-hoo, baby. I can't make this up. Look, some of y'all are really about to take off. And a lot of the things you're investing in and doing regarding your creativity, because this is also about investing and giving more time to your creative endeavors. You know, really continuing to work on your physical vessel. So some of you guys regarding how you're eating, you're working out, your routine, hygiene routine, stuff like that, right? Also getting in order. Some of you guys, when it comes to work, so some of you guys have a lot of creative projects going on right now that are about to get off the ground, which is why the Three of Wands is out here, because you've invested and you put the time and energy in within the Seven of Pentacles, and you're about to really shine very bright with the Star card. It's going to be among groups of people that you're going to be able to be recognized and seen in different rooms. I heard a lot of people are going to be pulling on on you, wanting your attention. But something that you guys are doing is going to really pay off. Why? Because you decided to let the ego be where it's at. Let this person be where they're at, right? Only give so much energy of what is needed, not overgive. And you parted your farewells. You leave behind, you close that cycle out. All right. Ooh, the Empress. Empress. Wow. 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 We got the Empress and the Six of Swords with the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, look at this. The 10 of Wands in reverse and the 8 of Wands and the Moon and the Queen of Pentacles. That's some interesting energy. And this is what I'm getting has to do with the external person. Like I said, because it fell underneath confessions and manifestation and around distance. So this person wants to travel to you because why? They want to offer you something. They see what you have. They see what you're working with. They're like, wait a minute. But I also see this person like moving away or having to okay, this is for you. It's two messages. Like I said, they want to come towards you, but now I'm getting a message in the sense of some of you guys had to break away from tradition and family in order to go and become the version of who you are now, right? Which is why the Six of Swords is moving towards the Empress, because you decided to do something differently. So a lot of you guys are breaking generational patterns from the traditional way of doing things, right? Which is going to bring you your 10 of Pentacles, right? Because we also have the 7 of Pentacles out here. So 8, 9. So that's the 2 of Pentacles. Balancing, right? Learning how to balance your energy out. With the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, they're saying keep pushing through because you're right there. Because with this 10 of Wands and this 8 of Wands, especially with this 3 of Wands over here, it's very interesting because again, you have the 8 and you have the 10, which is just one wand, which is the Ace of Wands. And that Ace of Wands goes to to this 3 of Wands, which will give you the 4 of Wands. Right? Some of you guys have decided to it's hard for you to release a burden. You guys need to release that burden and let it go, right? But what I'm also getting externally for you guys is this person wants to come towards you, but they feel like it's too late. This person wants to come towards you because they don't want to give up on this relationship. They don't want to let you go, right? They see what you have to offer. They see you're the full package and they were closed off at a point in time, right? And they want to have this union. They want to have this family with you. They want to travel towards you and have this conversation because you are their wish fulfillment. But right now they're not making any action, right? They're not taking any action because why? They have some of them have other options, right? Some of them are just lost regarding direction. But either way, that's just giving a little insight on what they have going on. But either way, the conversation still stands because you have this Queen of Pentacles in the Moon, right? So there is something very nurturing and very mystic and mysterious about you, right? They're trying to figure something out about you and they just can't figure it out. They're just like, what? The way you move and how you handling stuff, I'm telling you right now, they're over here like, what the fuck? But this is also energy of there's something coming in on the next full moon collective, the next 2 full moons collective, that you don't see coming. And it's actually good energy. This isn't about being an illusion or anything, but something's going to illuminate and something's going to be clarified for you. Again, the moon's also about intuition. So I see the Queen of Pentacles, which is your energy, a lot of earth energy out here. By the way, some of you guys could be dealing with, we're all the signs, but what I mean to say is in their natal chart, they could have Pisces, they could have water energy in their natal chart. They can also have earth energy in their natal chart, and also air as well too, and fire. So they can have all of it. But someone definitely has strong Taurus, strong Aquarius, strong Pisces, and strong Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn energy in their natal chart. But I also see with you guys, there was hidden aspects of yourself that you didn't even know existed. That nurturing, that kind aspect to you, that calm, cool, collect aspect to you, that grounded energy to you, right? You're not popping off, you're not going off, you're not, in a frenzy, you're not just, heavy in your sword or fire energy. You knew how to ground the energy to bring you back down to earth. And those are some of the hidden skills and talents that are being revealed to you as you continue to go on your journey and continue to heal and work on yourself. So you have a lot of abundance also coming in as well, too, because you got a lot of pinnacle energy coming out here. A lot of pinnacle energy coming out here. Because what is that? The 10, the 7, 17, 18, which is the 9 of Pentacles. Yep. You are all great by yourself. You are good by yourself. You stand on your 10. You're good. You're really good. But I do see someone wanting to come in and have a conversation and confess how they feel about you. And I also see new energy coming in for you, where by the time this new energy comes in, it's going to be unexpected, one. But I do see it's not going to be a challenge. It's not going to be such of a challenge, right? But I do see maybe just a little apprehensive about the energy, which is, you want to be, cautious or just be mindful. But either way, they're coming to you and they know what they want because they do see what you have to offer. But first, you have to see what you have to offer and know that it's coming. So a lot of you guys have been working on something really, really big, or a lot of things really, really big, and it's about to take off. It's about to take off. So kudos to that. Let's get some final advice. What's the advice? Ooh, the King of Swords. Ooh, and the moon again. Oh, shit. We got the moon twice, you. You guys are very, very highly intuitive. And you guys are about to tap into, if you haven't already, for some of you guys, some skill sets and some psychic abilities that have always been there. These are for my people who have it running in their bloodline. I'm telling you. But I do see with the situation, what they're also telling me with the advice, the King of Swords with the moon, keep doing what you're doing. Don't show any emotion. Don't show any of the things that you normally would do. They're saying come from a very logical standpoint, an analytical standpoint, right? Be very mindful and listen to your intuition and allow your intuition to guide you, and let your emotions talk for you, in the sense of, let your words talk for you, for your emotions. But I am seeing that this is someone, they can't read you right now, collective. And this is also going for your internal relationship. Your ego is feeling away. It's just like, what the fuck? What? Because you're standing on guard. You see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I don't know why this song came to me. Maybe some of y'all need to go listen to it. Oh, my days. But the moon out here twice. And Pisces energy is 12th house energy. So that's a spirit house. That's a spirit house. But I see that continue to stay grounded and continue to speak with your words wisely is what I'm getting. But I do see where, this is just, it's one of those energies where you're confusing confusing the opponent. Like they don't even know what to do right now. That's all I can hear. Like, I'll put it like this. whatever small inconvenience that you had to go through regarding how you felt or how the situation made you feel and some of the actions you wanted to take that you didn't take, right? Now the tables are like everything's reversed because you made a decision. Something happened and you stood on it, which allowed the universe to close something out, to flip something, to bring back balance and justice. So whether you know it or not, this is going in your favor. Collective, this is going in your favor. This is going in your favor. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And look at that again. I just split the deck on another deck and got the King of Swords. Got the King of Swords twice with the fucking moon, bruh. Bruh, this is not someone who's highly intuitive. I don't know what to tell you. And they're good with their words. Oh. You don't want no problem. Ooh, that song I just heard right now. Anyways, I'm out, collective. I wrapped y'all for an hour and 10 minutes. It's all good. This would have been a perfect one for me to actually do the video on, but, you know, it's not necessarily about seeing everything. Sometimes you just got to listen to the message Spirit has for you and take it in and let it be. I'm eating watermelon right now. Oh, no, I didn't mean to say watermelon. I mean pineapple right now. That's interesting. I said watermelon. That's very interesting. Some of y'all may need to look up the spiritual meaning of watermelon. Some of y'all need to actually probably eat some watermelon. That's interesting. I said watermelon. I mean pineapple. Interesting. Okay. All right, collective. It's 12:33. Look at that 333. Support. You are heavily supported by the universe. Thank you, Spirit World, Infinity and Beyond, for this message. Thank you for allowing me to deliver the messages that needed to come through to the collective in the best way possible regarding their love and romance, internal and external situations. I am Mount Carmel, your energy shifter. I am MC5DAstrology and Tarot. And until next time, I am out. Brittany Carmel, drop the Johnson. Oh well.